Alright guys, so here I have my materials. I've got paper and my paintbrush, a bowl of water, my pigments, and importantly, a flat rock. Now, you don't necessarily need a rock. If you have a brick, or even you can just go out onto the sidewalk or the driveway to grind these pigments, but you want to be able to do it somewhere that can get messy, because you can see how messy this rock is. So, in order to turn these lumps of clay into something we can paint with, we have to grind them up. So you take your pigment and you just grind it on whatever you have, be it a rock, a brick, wherever you are, and it starts to create a powder. So once you have some of that powder ground up, you take your paintbrush. Now this is important, guys, that you do this in this order. You take your paintbrush, you get it a little wet, then you dip it in that powder. You don't want to add water to the powder because that's going to be too much. Just want to get it wet and then pick up some powder, and then you can paint with it. Need a little more water for this one. There we go. And then you can paint with it. So we have three colors here. We've got red, we've got black. So our black comes from charcoal, and then our red and our gray come from clay. Now the gray isn't going to show up as well on this paper because this is white paper, but you can see, actually you can see it pretty well there. Now, these colors, you can't mix these colors like maybe you would do with regular paint, but you can paint them with them very nicely. You also can't grind on a wet spot. So now that I have this part of this wet, I need to move over here to grind up more gray if I want to use more gray. So using these, I want you guys to draw or paint a picture of something important that you want to remember. Just like the Native Americans would draw pictures of things that were important that they want them to remember, that's what I want you guys to do. Can't wait to see your pictures.